Today, I'm going to tell you all why you should stand behind renewable energy and support it as our country's primary source of power. But first, something to consider. When you're at the gas station pumping gas, has it ever occurred to you that one day in the not so distant future that what you're doing may not be possible? Well, it very well should. Gas, along with coal and other natural gases extracted from the earth, are referred to as fossil fuels, and when burned as a source of energy, wreak havoc on our environment. Renewable energy sources, on the other hand, are clean and cause minimal damage to the environment. These include solar power, hydroelectric power, and wind power, to name a few of the more well known ones. The use of renewable energy sources is gaining momentum, and it is imperative that we stand behind this movement. The need for renewable energy is highlighted by modern societal issues like climate change and droughts that are affecting large numbers of people across the nation and the globe. The further development of renewable energy will benefit our planet and preserve our environment, help prevent the occurrence of pollution related deaths and illnesses, and also create jobs in our economy for the hardworking people of this country. The time to get behind clean energy is now, and I'm here to explain just how beneficial these alternate sources of power can be. First off, renewable energy is the right choice for the planet and the environment, bottom line. The environment is important and we all know it. What's especially important is that we keep it clean for future generations. The way to do this is by ditching the fossil fuels and getting on the renewable energy bandwagon. The burning of fossil fuels emits huge amounts of greenhouse gases that directly exacerbate the effects of global warming by trapping heat in the atmosphere. This phenomenon causes climate change and an increase in the average global temperature. According to the Union of Concerned Scientists, which is an organization that is dedicated to addressing and solving modern day issues through the use of science, over one-third of emissions released in the United States resulted from the production of electricity, and coal burning power plants are the main culprit to blame. Renewable energy resources emit trace amounts of greenhouse gases as opposed to the damaging quantities released by the combustion of fossil fuels. The use of renewable energy will also slow down the degradation of our environment by reducing the risk of contamination. Renewable energy typically doesn't pollute the land or need to be extracted from the earth like fossil fuels. This will ensure that incidents like the Deepwater Horizon oil spill of April 2010 never happen again. An article written by Christina Karen and published by the New York Times states that approximately 672,000 gallons of oil leaked into the Gulf of Mexico after an underwater pipeline burst. To this day, efforts are still underway to clean up areas of the Gulf most seriously affected by this tragedy, and the marine environments are still recovering. So, not only will renewable energy benefit the health of the environment and the creatures that live in it, but also people. Renewable energy resources can help to reduce the number of pollution related illnesses in our country as well as worldwide. Reporter Nick Kirkpatrick for the Washington Post shares in his article 10 Most Polluted Cities in the United States that the annual U.S. State of the Air report explains that at the end of 2013, based on data collected starting in 2011, that Fresno, California was the most polluted city in the United States and most severely polluted by short-term particle emission caused by the burning of fossil fuels. Particles in the air made of chemicals and other toxins can get into the bloodstream and cause long-term health problems, especially in cities like Fresno, where residents are constantly exposed to air that does not meet the quality control standards set by the government and other environmental organizations. A 2012 estimate by the World Health Organization also reports that almost three-quarters of premature deaths that occurred as a result of outdoor air pollution were due to illnesses like heart disease, respiratory infections, as well as lung cancer. All of these deadly ailments are partially preventable, and the excessive use of fossil fuels worldwide contributed to these deaths. This goes to show the true importance of the quality of the air we're surrounded with and how it can affect our health. Lastly, increased development of renewable energy industries can create job opportunities in our country. Kate Samuelson of Fortune.com reports in her article titled Renewable Energy Industry Creates Jobs 12 Times Faster Than the Rest of the U.S. that a study published by the Environmental Defense Fund states that jobs in the solar and wind sectors have grown at rates close to around 20% in the recent years, and that at the beginning of 2017, there are between 4 and 4.5 million jobs in these two industries alone, a near 1 million job increase since the 2011 estimate of the same number. This goes to show that this industry is worthwhile and indeed worth investing in, as the number of jobs will continue to increase with its expansion. Now, if you're still thinking about why renewable energy is important, just remember this. Yes, there is an opposing side to this argument that may have valid points as well. However, it comes down to which is the ethical choice. Renewable energy is a surefire way to ensure that our planet is preserved well into the future for many generations to enjoy. Therefore, supporting renewable energy should be considered as an obligation rather than an option. Keeping our planet clean partially begins with how we power it, so it is important to educate ourselves on the benefits of this type of energy. Renewable energy is sustainable and will always be there for us. Making the switch to renewable energy will pay off in the long run by helping to preserve our environments, prevent widespread occurrence of pollution-related health problems, and also create a number of jobs for people that live in our country. Being conscious of the harmful effects of fossil fuels is the first step to starting this movement and ensuring a clean and responsible means of powering our future. Thank you.